Okay, this is my third and I hope the last part of this review. I've stopped on trying to make this mags work. Unfortunately, it seems that they have the same problem as this one has. This is, by the way, an army Chinese-made EMU style magazine. So it has this plastic lower part, but it doesn't actually work with my Kimber Tactical Entry 2, which is internally based on a Marui Tokyo Marui gun. Even though I have swapped everything out, the hammer is a Boomart's hammer, the spring is 160% spring. Actually, they do not work well because of the jams the slide has, because of the tension the spring has, and the hammer just blocks the blowback housing inside. Well, nevertheless, even with this tension the 160% spring has, and the steel knocker valve which I've installed previously, it's not enough to actuate the valve on the ARM magazine. I don't know if it's I have heard that this is a common problem, but I have no idea how to solve this, because actually the magazine itself is pretty nice. It holds, it charts, it holds gas inside, and it's half a price of Tokyo Marui one, but I don't know what you have to beat here to actually actuate the valve here, because it's a real problem for me, because I do have several normal Tokyo Marui mags and they work absolutely perfect. I mean, with any tuning, or how to say, any upgrades I'm trying in my project, they worked absolutely great. And as soon as I start to try any gun with the army gun, it simply doesn't work. With the same problem I faced with those magazines, which are, as I've told, were purchased on Art Airsoft.com, I suppose. I have never had a long original Tokyo Marui magazine, but this one is supposed to be a copy of it. So I'm trying to compare all of them. This one is original Tokyo Marui on the right, Army, and the unknown magazine from this website. Okay, and as you have seen in part 2, in the end of part 2, there were some problems with that magazines. First of all, unfortunately I have some small amount of gas left here. I will try to at least I don't hear anything from the mag. It's a good thing, but okay, we insert it. As you have seen in the videos, there are some jams with my gun, because I'm still experimenting with different parts, and there are a lot of problems in cycling mainly caused by Nova Brass Hobapraba. Sorry that I have called it mainspring housing in a video first or second, I don't know. And I have recently installed the Nova lightweight blowback housing just as an experiment, and Boomer's Art hammer with the hammer strut. In fact, the hammer was very good quality, and the hammer strut is absolutely good quality, even with it has serrations on it, as per some real steel guns. But in fact, and unfortunately, the more tension you have on the mainspring here, the more problems you will have with the blowback housing jamming like so, or in other ways. And in fact, it's a real pain here. Here you have a jam caused by the hammer. Well, in that gun, with all the parts installed, we have numerous jams, and this will be, I think, the first reason that I will not use Nova or any other style blowback housing inside of the frame or inside of the slide, because I have used the gun on a pistol-only skirmish game a couple of weeks ago, and it worked almost perfectly. I had only one serious jam during the game, but it doesn't cushion anything. So I was ready for that. I just pumped it from the rear side, and it was okay. But after installment of all this fancy tuning, spare parts, it became worth. But the sound became much more better, and I would say that the sound of a hammer now is kind of very much close to the real steel one. And first of all, it's because it is a Boomer. How do they call themselves? Art Airsoft custom. I think that all these parts are made by on one factory, on one CNC machine, and they just call them differently. Art Airsoft. I don't know, Airsoft Surgeon, Shooting Design. Anyway. They are, I think, exactly the same one because the prices are exactly the same, and it's a pretty nice hammer. I was told it, and I have swapped by this hammer, this one, which was the Nova silver hammer, also the steel hammer, but it was a fully silver, which is not correct for the this particular model of Kimber. So now I have a correct hammer, but I was stupid enough to spoil some Bridgewood KC oxidation liquid on the hammer, so I have some stains on it. Yeah, I know, stupid enough. Okay. Nevertheless, we finished on the mags, and I tried to do something with them. I have ordered these two long mags just to use them on regular airsoft skirmishing we have in Moscow. It's a very small community where we just use only the secondary weapon to shoot, and in this case, the Hurricane kit, they really give you an advantage, because the sights they give you with this kit, they are they have dots, white dots. I'm not sure if they glow in the dark, but in circumstances we skirmish, it's enough to be able to aim. Actually, I was really surprised first time I've used them in this competition, that they are pretty good. Yeah. Unfortunately, they rattle a little bit because of the. I cannot say that the construction is not really good, because you have two chances. You can screw this. You can tighten the screw on top and make it more solid, but with this you will push the blowback housing downwards, and it will cause two jams. If you will not do so, it will rattle. I've tried to use super glue to kind of stick it here, but it doesn't work, because after several magazines, it's just become rattle again. So there is no real decisions for that. And for the front side, I've removed it once to install it to my PGC Kimber Warrior, and after that I had to glue it on again. So it's better not to remove it from Hurricane Kit, because it's installed, it's glued in, and it works perfectly. Okay, coming back to the mags. They work, but not at all. As you can see, they work half of their work. I've seen that several times on my, where is it, Army magazine. It seems that Chinese guys, they think that they are cleverest in the world, and they adjust the tension of the valves according to their own inspiration. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow you really to use your gun, because it doesn't cycle all the way. So when you fire it, it fires and your BB will go out of your barrel, but it doesn't cycle enough to cock your hammer once again and to load the next BB in your chamber. So actually, and remember, I have 160% mainspring here, and everything is tuned up and blah blah blah. But I'm not sure that actually the pressure which magazines should give away to the blowback housing should be so poor that it will not be able to cycle 160% spring. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. You guys maybe know something, I don't know. Again, this is the video just to share our ideas and share our experience, but I'm really disappointed about that fact, and I will try to swap the mainspring here from the 160% to the normal one, and I will see what will happen. But from my point of view, if you will think about it, the tension of the spring, it's directly connected to the power which your knock valve has when it strikes the valve on the magazine. So if I have 160% mainspring and I have a steel hammer and I have steel valve knocker, it should be more efficient than the normal one, but some why it doesn't work. So as you can see, it's just pulls some out of gas and then you have a half cock. The same bullshit was on this gun before. I don't remember actually how I solved that, but I've solved that. But anyway, okay. Overall, I would say that many of the parts I have installed on this gun, they are absolutely unnecessary. Because they give you no advantage comparing with the basic gun and comparing with the basic gun with the metal kit. As you can see, there are some problems even with the disassembling them, especially the Nova blowback housing. Oh, so, excuse me, Nova hop-up unit. I don't know exactly why do they make this for longevity wise. I don't know. It's very hard to install the slide to the frame after you install that. It has some wear and very deep wear and tear. How to say, evidences here, so it's not really work as well as a normal Tokyo Marui hop-up unit. So I would say that it's better to stick with the normal Tokyo Marui hop-up unit, and there is no shame in using standard parts. Even actually, you don't need to spend all this money I have spent on this gun. Yeah, I would be very thankful for the person who definitely make me to understand that several months ago when I started to spend all this money. But here it is. So I think I have covered mainly everything. For these guns, yeah, as I have previously mentioned, the frame is for WE. It doesn't allow you to install the metal waiters. Neither Tokyo Marui grips. So it's absolutely useful for you guys who do not have WE tech guns, but for those who have WE tech, there is I have no idea why do they need another frame, because WE tech, it's a full metal gun, it's solid, it's robust, and it's really strange. Okay then, I think my video is coming to be over, and again, I'm not sure if I will use this part. This is 5KU lightweight blowback housing. It's pretty much similar to one I have in my Kimber, which is a Nova lightweight, blah blah blah, and I don't like it. I prefer normal types of Tokyo Marui, and this is from MEU. By the way, Tokyo Marui is much more weighter. It's heavier than the army part. So I think Tokyo Marui, they are doing much better parts from the box. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I'm not going to bother about all this stuff. As you can see, this is a PTW. I bought it some years ago, and yeah, it's a weird stuff, and this is another